Hi, and welcome to Two Tired Teachers.
Today we want to talk about how RVing has changed our lives.
And it has changed our lives.
For the better. There are a lot of people who go out and sell their houses and RV full time. That's not us. We have used, before we had an RV, let's start there. Our typical trip, we'll take the one to
South Dakota.
South Dakota. We left.
I had to leave my house about
Way before
4:15.
came to my house because I'm on the way to DFW and
Got to DFW around 5.
to get, to park in remote parking,
Yes.
ride a shuttle up to the terminal, and then
Be there a little while before our 7 o'clock flight.
because we had to,
We wouldn't take an early flight, so we'd have that as much
Afternoon.
of that day as we could.
and so anyway, by the time we got through security and flew into Rapid City, and then if you've ever been to that airport, you have to go into Rapid City to rent a car, and then from there out to, we went straight out, before we even went to our hotel room, went straight out to Mount Rushmore so that we could walk around and see a little bit of the area
Before we went back that night.
to watch them turn the lights on. And so we went out, did some stuff at Mount Rushmore, went through the museum thing
Yes.
there, then went to the hotel, checked in, went to dinner, went back out, watched them like the Mount Rushmore. The next morning we got up early, drove down to Mammoth Dig.
Yes.
Well, on our way in Rapid City, we did stop and buy snacks and a little
Yes.
styrofoam cooler so that we could save expense that way. But then,
And we drove by Crazy Horse. We didn't go through.
but we went to Wind Cave
Yes.
while we were there, and then went up to Deadwood, spent the night. The next morning, went out to Boot Hill Cemetery, took the city bus trolley,
trolley.
around looking at Deadwood area. As you can tell, we were on a dead run. That's the point.
We didn't
I mean,
slow down.
We did not have a chance to actually stop and enjoy where we
Anything.
were. And it was the same thing when we went to Grand Canyon. It was
Yes.
just, and the trips that we made driving, it was the same thing. We were constantly,
We drove to New Mexico, and
it was just constantly
Yes.
going. We never had any downtime to actually just sit, and
so we were exhausted when we got home.
we had a great time,
Oh yeah,
but we
wouldn't
were
take for the trips.
we were exhausted. And so that's number one. It's just for less money, and gas is our big expense. Gasoline
Yes.
is our big expense. But we feel better because we're eating the food that we're used to. We're carrying our own food for the most part.
For less money, we can travel more and take longer trips.
And actually stop and enjoy the things there are to do.
Plan down days.
And I'm just going to give an example. We are at Fort Griffin, and it's going to be, I don't know when this video will
But this October, and it's still hot in Texas.
but it's a historic site, and it's spread out, and they have golf carts.
They just give you the keys and
And
tell
say
you to
go.
go and look, and then
We've
bring
never
them back.
played golf. We've never lived on in a country club anywhere like that.
We've never driven golf carts.
We may go back tomorrow, see if they'll let us each have one and then have races. I don't know. We just had the best time driving those little golf carts. And how fast do you think we can take this? I got her floored, we could never have taken time to do that.
No.
With our other trips. And so that's been, in my opinion, one of the biggest deals is,
In Bloomington, we rented Pedigo electric bikes.
and just saw
We
parts of
wouldn't
the
have
city.
done
Yeah.
that. We wouldn't have taken the beeline, seen the city.
And so things like that you really just embraced the area,
Yes.
and gone to the farmer's market. There's
Oh,
no way
yeah.
we would have done that.
No.
So those kinds of things. And then
We've done many activities that we didn't have a chance to do.
including stargazing.
Yes.
We have been in several locations since we've had the RV where we've actually, this is one of them, can sit out at night and see the Milky Way.
Without anything, just looking up and see the Milky
Yeah,
Way.
and stars. I mean, I think about when, God told Abraham, come out here and look at the stars. It's much more impressive out here.
Yes.
In the city, you see a few. But man, this is just amazing to be able to stargaze.
Yes.
Fishing. Texas state parks, you don't need a fishing license.
And we had not fished until we had the RV, and it's a great activity. We've had the best time. Some we caught that we could actually clean and eat, and some we caught and thrown back, and we caught and baked.
And just that kind of stuff that's fun.
We went snorkeling at Balmorea.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, just...
We'll eventually go back and get a video up for you.
And then lots of swimming, hiking,
Yes.
some gorgeous, gorgeous
Cap
trails.
Rock Canyon. Excellent.
And then nature and wildlife. I mean, we've mentioned the stargazing, amazing. Here at Fort Griffin is the longhorn herd, and those things are massive. And we'll
tell you this in the Fort Griffin, but those horns can span almost 3 feet.
No, longer than that. 100 inches.
I'm sorry, 100 inches.
100 inches, over 3 feet on each side, and curl, and they were less than 20 feet from us.
Yes.
And the bison herd up at Cap Rock Canyon.
They were less than this from us.
Yeah, they were scraping the mirror. I mean, and then like we said, snorkeling, we were in with some pupfish that are an endangered
Yes,
species.
and some catfish we saw.
And then deer, just, wow. I don't know how many deer we've seen.
jackrabbits, and we've seen cottontails.
And then armadillos and, other stuff.
Possums
And it's just been so cool.
Yes.
To actually...
And to hear coyotes at night.
Yeah, we've been a couple of places where we've heard... They haven't been... Well, we've heard them here.
We've heard them, but they've been
way,
far.
way far away.
But we have heard them where it sounded as if they were right outside the trail.
Yeah, they were pretty close by. And then just being able to, like we've said, enjoy the areas. We travel well together. Just our personalities, we kind of divide the stuff
Yes.
up. And so while I'm looking at maps and kind of planning time-wise and stuff like that, she's actually online, usually doing TripAdvisor and looking for reviews and stuff, that kind of stuff. And, whenever we are going to an area and she's seen 3 or 4 or 5 people that say, if you're going to this park, you have to go here and eat Mexican food, you have to go here and eat fried catfish, we're going to do that.
Or like at Lake Arrowhead, several people mentioned the pecan shed. We didn't even know what the pecan shed was. Well, it's a miracle place.
It's awesome. And so, those kinds of things, we have the time to go and
Yes.
do. And so, guys, if you're not sure if this is something you want to do, we just want to tell you, you don't have to do this full time
No.
to enjoy it. I'm still working, and
Not for long.
not for long. Usually our trips are...
They've been in the summer mostly because that's when she's had time off. But,
We usually don't stay more than 4 nights in one
Yeah.
location.
yeah.
And so we are moving around a lot. And, you don't have to homestead an area to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But we plan when we're going to be gone on those trips that are 2 or 3 weeks.
Yes.
Okay, we'll drive this day. We're going to have a down day the next day. Then we'll
Yes.
go sightseeing, seeing what there is to do around the area. And it's just been such a neat way to travel and to enjoy our country. Mostly now we've focused, well, if we showed you a map of where we've been, it wouldn't really look like we focused on Texas because we've been pretty far. But you don't have to go that far to
No.
have a vacation. And
While Texas is blessed with more than 90 state parks,
not all of those have camping.
no. A lot of states have at least some, I guess all of them have some state parks.
Yeah, and then Corps of Engineer Parks. That's the way we like to go. And we haven't said that we did it to save money because we end up going a lot more.
Yes.
I mean, a lot more. We took one vacation a year.
Yeah.
Before we got this, and we went to 16 state parks this last summer. So,
Yeah.
You may not end up doing that, but just for those long weekends or weekend getaways, things like that, it's so much fun and
Yes.
strongly recommended.
Yes.
Thanks for watching Two Tired Teachers.